My name is Jennifer Hogan. I grew up in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and went to high school in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I work as a clinical research manager for Biomedical Research Institute of New Mexico. It is based here in Albuquerque, New Mexico at the New Mexico VA hospital. My primary responsibilities is to um, we bring medicine, cutting edge medicine to the veterans for free. So when I say clinical research, that means the drug has not been approved by the FDA yet. It's still kind of experimental, but it needs to be tested out in humans first. So with this study, we actually during COVID, everything was shut down. So when everything hit, we got approached with this clinical trial. Of course, a lot of things go in place before that. So I had to find a doctor that was willing to do the research because research does take a lot of their time. Then I had to find staff, people, which are coordinators and nurses, who are willing to see these patients. When I say we're collecting data, we're going in and taking temperatures and blood pressures, and sometimes we collect blood, and we collect all of that information, and we kind of transport it to the sponsor through a portal through the computers or the internet, and they collect this data throughout the world. Basically, our data from New Mexico merges with data that other sites from all over the world back at the sponsor. And the sponsor they're putting all their data together to see if they can share it back with the FDA so that they can get their drug approved. I think I always knew that I wanted to go in the medical field. Since I was a little kid, I actually thought I wanted to be a dentist. I went to school to get a bachelor's in science because I knew that I needed some kind of an undergraduate degree just to apply to go to dental school. From there, I started work. I had to work while I was in college, and I got an opportunity when I was 19 years old to work in a medical office with doctors. In the state of New Mexico, we were allowed to work as a medical assistant under their license. After they do so much training, you can get certification after you work for the doctors for so many. If you actually work for a doctor for 2 years, you can actually go and get licensed to become a medical assistant. But after that, I actually went to work at a dentist office. So the rules kind of were the same at that time as well. So I was able to go in a working interview at a dentist office, and where in the state of New Mexico, we were allowed to practice under their license, and I learned a lot about this dentist did general dentistry, orthodontics, oral surgery, cosmetic dentistry. It was an amazing opportunity. I worked there for probably 3 years and just learned an amazing amount of information, knowledge, their techniques and things. I finished school, and I said I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I did enjoy. Had a lot of knowledge about the medical field, and so when I graduated, I knew I still needed to work, so I got the first job available that I was able to get, which was here at the VA hospital. And I applied for a job. I was actually in brain research at the time, and coordinating as a research coordinator. I did that for 13 years. At the end of at 13 years, the admin approached me with an opportunity. They asked me if I would help grow the program. So I stepped into that role. So the company I work for now is the nonprofit of the VA. The nonprofit actually makes it possible for research to happen at the VA. I remember from my biology and my chemistry classes in high school, I really enjoyed them. I enjoyed the science of it. And I think just having that base early on, I saw it again in college. You see, it just, you start with your basics. I mean, that you see in science from high school, then in college, and then it just builds on top of that. And that's one thing I think it's like, and then in your upper level college courses, you still see your basic chemistry. And so that's the thing. It's like learning chemistry is like learning another language. I think once it clicks in your head, for me, I just, one day I just got it. I mean, it was kind of a struggle. And then something just clicked and I understood. I'm actually approaching 30 years out of high school. And I have, those are my best memories were from high school, and I still have friends, a few small group of friends. I don't do social media, but I keep in touch with them, and I have those memories are vivid. And like I said, it's enjoy it, but education is really, it just makes life easier.